All right, welcome to the replay. This is world's fastest hypnotist, Sean Michael Andrews, and welcome to the discussion. We're going to talk about a video of a skit that I did last week. Some interesting things happened with it, and I thought it would be interesting to talk about what I did to make this skit happen. Now, I will put a link to that skit on the YouTube video in the comments section, so that just in case you haven't seen it, you can review it and see what the heck I'm talking about. So hi guys, how are you all doing? All right, so let me set this up. There was a show back in the 1950s and 60s called the I Love Lucy show. And in 1952, they aired their most popular episode ever. And this is a setup for the episode. Lucille Ball, amazing comedian. She goes in to do a commercial for a new product. It's a tonic, a health drink, and it's called Vitamita Vegemin. She is their Vitamita Vegemin girl. And she has a script that she's memorized where she talks, hello, hi Bruce, hey Steen, hey Mark, hi guys. Anyway, so she reads her script about the health benefits of Vitamita Vegemin, and then she's supposed to pour a tablespoon full and taste it. And when she tastes it, it tastes revolting. It is really awful. Now, she's a great actress. So when she tastes it, you see a wonderful example of someone tasting something that they think is absolutely revolting. I did a little research on this, and what they used was something called apple pectin. It's like an apple sort of thick syrup stuff, and it's kind of sweet. And I don't know, they use it in cooking or something. But anyway, it does taste pretty bad. However, not as bad as Lucy makes it out to be when she takes, hello, Rosella, when she takes the taste. So anyway, so I wanted to see if I could duplicate this. So I got a subject. She's a very, very good subject. And I set it up like this. I gave her a bottle of water. As it turns out, it was Fiji water. And and my idea was that she would do a commercial for Fiji water as she held the water. And I told her that every time she took a sip of it, it would taste awful. All right. So she talks about the benefits of Fiji water, and it tastes wonderful, and it's really, really good. And she takes the taste, and it's the worst thing in the world. Okay. The problem with this skit, there are many problems with this skit. First of all, hello, Juan. First of all, the problem is that although this girl is a very good hypnotic subject, she's not very expressive. She's very quiet and not very emotional. And of course, in a skit, you want people to be very emotional. You want them to, really, their happies, their happy expressions. You want very, very happy. And if they think something tastes revolting, you want them to really cringe. But I wasn't getting that kind of reaction from her. Okay, so I had to do some things to make this skit work. So let me get my notes here. I'm going to first of all, I want to talk about trance depth. If you want to do really good skits, you want to have great depth of trance. The deeper the person is in trance, the better they're going to react to the skits. Now, for the purpose of this Facebook Live, we're going to talk about the Davis-Husband scale, which is one of many hypnosis scales for determining level of trance. For instance, it goes from 0 to 30. 0, consider that unhypnotizable. 30 is the deepest you can go. Now, we could talk about the hypnotic coma, otherwise known as the Esdale state, and where that fits in here, and frankly, I do not know. But this is a scale that goes from 0 to 30. The lower numbers, the person is not very deep in trance, and the higher numbers, the person is extremely deep in trance. So 1 is relaxation. 2 is where you get the fluttering of the eyelids. And then it goes on up to 25 through 30, where you're talking about you can do hallucinations. Okay, so this woman that I worked with was a very deep subject, and she was capable of anything from 0 to 30. Very, very good. However, her personality was such that she wasn't very, how do I put this? She's not extremely expressive, and so I needed a way to do that. All right, so let me go back to my friend Kenda Summers and I did a class, or rather a show in Northern Ontario at a camp, children's camp, about, oh, I don't know, it must have been about 5 years ago. And we went up there, and the show was for the counselors, and there were about 100 counselors there. And the show came on at, I think we were on at 11 o'clock at night after all the kiddies were in bed. And these counselors, these people were tired. They were really beat from out there working with the kids all day. And so we did our show, and it turned out okay, but they were not very active on stage. And so I talked with another hypnotist friend of ours, Denise Hall, and she gave me a really, really good tip. She said that after she gets them into hypnosis, she will say something. For instance, some people think that when they're in hypnosis, they're zombies and they don't react. However, they are very active. In fact, we often see performances that would rival somebody like a Robin Williams or a Jim Carrey. These people are going to be up there dancing and singing. It is going to amaze you how animated these people are. So think about this. These people are in trance, and they're taking this suggestion. Oh, okay, we're going to be doing things. We're going to be active. We're going to be moving around, that sort of thing. Okay. So following that, in shows after that one, I use this suggestion, and it works. And so you tell them how they're going to react, because many people have this idea that when they're in hypnosis, they are going to be zombies. And then, pair that with a subject that's not very emotional, and wow, you've got a pretty dull skit. So with this subject in this YouTube video, I told her exactly how she was going to react. I told her that she's going to be very animated. I told her that she is very active and smiling and happy and everything like that. And so she knew how to react. And then after I gave her that suggestion, she became, Little Miss Sunshine, with all smiles and very bubbly and everything like that, which was very, very different from her normal personality. And now if we go back to the Davis-Husband scale of hypnotic phenomena, you look at people who are in the, say, 20 and above, Remember, 0 to 30 scale, 20 and above, you can do some things like personality changes. Okay? So not only did she get a suggestion that she would be bubbly and vivacious and that sort of thing, I was able to change her personality from a very quiet person to, hello, Raphael, from a very quiet person to a person who is bubbly and vivacious and that sort of thing, because that's what I needed for the skit. All right, so she's a very deep subject, and that made many, many things possible. Now, what I needed for this skit, though, I needed a hallucination. Now, a hallucination is something like you think about your 5 senses. I want you to see, hear, smell, taste, feel something that's not there. And this is on the Davis-Husband scale. This is 25 and above. Okay? So she was definitely very deep. It's kind of funny. The deeper the scale, the higher the number. We could talk about that, but let's not. So anyway, so she's very deep, and I needed her to taste something that wasn't there. She's drinking water, Fiji water, which is, I didn't tell you, that's the official water of the Atlantic Hypnosis Institute. It is, truly. Anyway, so so she's tasting water, simple water, and I wanted her, I said, it's going to taste revolting, similarly to the Lucy episode where she's taking Vitamin. All right. So I told her it's going to taste horrible. It's going to taste revolting. All right. So what I was inducing was a positive gustatory taste hallucination, right? So that's what, when she sipped that water, even though it was normal water, it tasted absolutely revolting. Whatever she thought would be a revolting taste, that's what she tasted, and that's how she reacted. I told her that she would be expressive, so I knew I would get a good reaction from her. All right. So that was working really well, but I wanted more. I wanted more. So I told her that each time, now you don't see this in the video because I cut this part out for brevity, but each time she tastes the water and reacts to the water, then I jump up again, drop her down into trance again, and I say, you're going to taste, and you're going to do this again. You're going to do this with even more emotion and more joy, right? Because she's the television girl. She's the Vita Benjamin girl, or the Fiji water girl. And you're going to say the tagline, I always choose Fiji water. And you will forget how it tasted the last time. And when you taste it this time, it's going to taste even worse. So if you look at the video, the first time she tries to tough it out, but it's really bad, I re-hypnotize her and tell her next time it's going to taste even worse. However, you do not remember how it tasted before. So she's all smiles and giggles, and this is my water, and it tastes wonderful, expecting something really good. But when the water goes in, it's even more revolting than it was the time before. So that's why in this video you can see her progressively getting worse and worse and worse. And the third time, I have to tell you, this is shot on a green screen. The green screen goes up against the wall and then out into the room. And yeah, there was she spit water on my green screen. She was she was really, it was really revolting. The girl has a really excellent imagination. So that's another thing I did to make the skit work really well. Now, let me talk about the end of the video, and that is where I tell her that, you know, because I felt really bad for trashing Fiji water. I mean, I do have a couple cases of it in my office, so you know, I like this stuff, and I give it to students. But anyway, and I drink it too. But anyway, I wanted to balance this so the Fiji water people wouldn't come after me. So I decided to make the water even better. So I re-hypnotized her, and I told her, Fiji water is wonderful. Fiji water is just the best tasting thing in the world. And then the video starts up, and she takes a drink of it. She says, "Wow, that's really good. I really like this stuff." But I gave her another suggestion. And the suggestion is, and if you look at the video or you listen to the video, you'll hear this. I said, and every time I snap my fingers, it gets better. Okay, so she says, wow, this water is really good. Tastes so crisp. And she goes, oh, I mean, wow, it's wonderful. Oh my gosh, it tastes. And so every time I snapped my fingers, it went up and up and up and up. So by the end of the video, I mean, she wants to drink Fiji water and nothing else for the rest of her life. She so all I had to do, I told her how she was going to react, and every time I snapped my fingers, it got better. It bumped it up. And you can use this. You can use this in a lot of skits. Anytime you tell somebody how they're going to react, you tell them, and every time I snap my fingers, it gets stronger. Now, whether that's the thing where, you know, every time, you know, I scratch my ear, you feel like somebody pinched you on the bottom. And if I snap my fingers, it gets, you know, more intense. Or every time I think of something, it's getting colder and colder, and every time I snap my fingers, it gets even colder and colder and colder. So you can add this into your instructions for the skit, and then all you have to do is snap your fingers to bump it up and get it higher and higher and higher. Because when you're doing street hypnosis or you're doing stage hypnosis, you want a good reaction. You want you're there as an entertainer, and so if you get a good reaction from the people, then it's more entertainment for the audience and more fun for the subject. So that's the deal. That's what we're doing. So anyway, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. If anybody has any questions, I get a couple of minutes before Stephanie calls me down to dinner. And so if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot now. I can't seem to go back and see what people said or asked earlier, but I'll give it just a minute, and if we don't have any questions, then I'll go ahead and sign off. By the way, while you're thinking about your questions, I'm going to be teaching a certification class probably next year. I'll give you information about that, but I haven't decided right now. So there's going to be a certification class next year. And oh, please, if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, please do. It comes out every Tuesday, and normally I have a video every Tuesday and then instructions on how I did the video. So if you want to do stage or street, or if you're a hypnotherapist and you want to impress people when you're giving talks, then this is the kind of stuff that you want to learn. And the newsletter is very newsy and not salesy. So if you don't get the newsletter, send me an email, send me a PM with your email address, and I will I'll get the newsletter to you. So anyway, all right, if nobody has any questions, if you do have questions later on, send me an email, and maybe I'll answer the questions in my newsletter. So thank you all for watching. Good, we kept it under 20 minutes. That's what I hope to do. So I'll see you all later. Thank you for tuning in, and Bye-bye.